And howdy, this
Howdy.
is Dr. Salo Stanley. I'm Salo, and this is...
I'm Barb.
And welcome to another segment of BS in Fresno. I just love it. Aren't you having fun with all the energies on the planet?
Ooh, yeah.
And it's officially summer. We had summer solstice yesterday, I think it was, the 20th of June. Special energies come in on the planet on summer solstice, of all you know, you New Agers out there that know that and everything in the universe. I'm sure you probably felt like you were in an energetic void the last couple weeks or so. Things are starting to move forward. Venus is going to go out of retrograde in a couple days on June 24th. So all our gifts, our dreams, our wonderful things that we want to come up in the universe will be coming true over the next couple weeks. It's a good time to sign papers and everything in the universe coming up. And also we had our new moon on Tuesday, which means that was a good day to set your intentions of what you really want in the universe. We've been through a lot this last month or so. It's been crazy. And so all of you out there that going, hey, where the heck am I at? Where are my grids? Where is my stuff? Where am I going next? Where's my job? When is my boyfriend coming in? When is my true love? When is my soulmate? You know, where's my money? We're all going that. Where the heck is my money and everything in the universe? It's because we're all getting new grids right now. You know, we had a Leah Dow last segment last month on the 31st of May, so if you missed it, check out on YouTube Salo Stanley and the May 31st segment. Leah Dow had wonderful energy of what was happening. You know, we talk about 2012 being the end of the world or the planet changing with the Mayan calendar, but really what it is that we're having new energies, we're spiritually waking up on the planet, and we actually went through the wormhole on October 28, 2012, as Carl Callahan said, and he's a wonderful Mayan scholar, and 29? Yes, 2011. Yes, I'm getting corrected by Richard and everything and stuff. And so I just want to let you know, I kind of channel some of this stuff too, so sorry for the interruption there a little bit. But anybody that reads my newsletter, we kind of went over this, that we actually went through the wormhole a few months ago in October. And with that, we felt like we were in limbo land. A lot of things weren't going forward. Nope. We felt really lost. We didn't know what was happening. A lot of our friends were changing, our groups, our situations, our job, our money. I mean, talk about feeling like you got the rug kind of pulled out from underneath you. That's what's happened the last few months. Now our energetic body, our mind is finally catching up to what our higher self already knew all these months. And I can only tell you that through the things that we've also been through, Barb and I, it's been a wild ride. I mean, I believe...
And it wasn't an e-ticket either.
It wasn't an e-ticket. I believe in never being the victim in the universe. I believe in keeping calm and carrying on. But our little scenario was just a few months ago, I got my car stolen in front of my house, my wonderful little car, Bernie. Yep. And he's a wonderful little Toyota truck. And I was okay about that. I was just more annoyed about doing the insurance paperwork and talking with the police and having to get a rental car and getting my life in order, and at the same time I was refinancing my house, and you know what? You can't take out new credit when you're refinancing the house for the next 3 months, so isn't that fun?
Yippee!
So I didn't have a car. I had one I borrowed from my mom, you know, and it was my nephew's, and I told the story about that, so I feel really blessed with that. And then we went on vacation. In May, we went up north. It was great, and when we got back, ta-da! Our office was broken into. Isn't that cool? And so every single crystal in our office, guitars,
my guitar,
music, my tuning forks,
crystal skulls,
my adjusting tools,
my massage gift certificate.
I know,
really,
and her mints and toothbrush.
And a half a box of mints and. My year-old it was expired about a year toothpaste. Yeah,
I
really?
mean, it's crazy. Our candy, they ate our candy. At least they enjoyed themselves because they actually left the wrappers on the floor with the suckers. So.
Sucker.
And they took my infratonic sound machine and all sorts of things. And you know, I was looking at that, going, "Geez, what's the spiritual lesson in this?" didn't panic. I was just more or less, I didn't really want to deal with the insurance companies again.
Nor the police.
Nor the police. And I tell you, you know, most of the time the police are very cordial and nice, but they were not very nice when I called up, and they weren't very nice when they came out. However,
except the two guys that came after the
and
first
did
one.
fingerprints. The
Right.
guys that did the fingerprints. They rocked. They were so
Go
nice.
Fresno PD.
Cordial. Beautifully treated. We just loved them.
Empathetic when I said I lost one of my guitars.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
They were so nice and everything. So you think, what is the spiritual lesson about that? Well, you know, our grids are changing. I literally had the rug pulled out from underneath me. For the last year, my guys have been saying, you need to move your office, Salo. Even my friend Alea said, got to move your office, Salo. You're done with the grids there in the tower. You got to move it out to a different area and work a new grid system. You know, be it either out of state, out of country, and so we decided we're going to move to Germany, Berlin. What do you think? And say goodbye. What do you think?
Das ist gut, ja.
No, I said that in spiritual appropriate. Everybody freaked out. So we're just we're just moving to West Shaw. How's that sound? Is that better?
Much better? Is it closer?
That's much better. So we're going to be in the financial area district on West Shaw, rocking those financial grids. So that way you guys we'll have more money, you'll have more money. We're just reorienting everything. So
As Jefferson say, we're moving on up.
Moving
honey.
on up. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to hopefully sign the papers pretty soon, and then we're going to announce it on Facebook and also send out a constant contact email of where we're going to be. And I already got some good ideas for some sound tables and actually feeling the music as well as hearing the music. And some new light machines and all sorts of stuff. So really, it's been a blessing. We don't really have to go through drama, trauma, and chaos in order to get our spiritual lessons. But because of the intense energies here on planet Earth right now, we are really being kind of socked to the left, socked to the right, and get the rug pulled out, and you know, getting tackled here and there, and we're going, oh my God. So here's a really good tip that Alea told me. All right.
Okay.
Mother Earth is going through its divine energy right now, with its divine new path of 2012 and beyond. This is what you got to do. You got to imagine. Everything in the universe is imagination. This is what you do. You imagine yourself being on a railroad track. This is what I did. And being in your own special car, hooked into this track to divine Mother Earth. That way, you won't be on the roller coaster ride. You'll be riding more smoothly, in harmony with the new Earth, with new Mother Earth, Gaia right now, and not getting a lot of these dings and these, you know, whacking back and forth over the next few years, and few months, and few weeks. And in fact, we're going through it over the next 20 years for as long as us that are going to be alive. So why not ride the surf a little bit easier by kind of anchoring in with that? The other thing that's happening right now with the planet Earth is the fact that we're in our kitchen, we're trying to cook, but it's a major construction zone, as Alea says. And what is happening is we're trying to cook our spaghetti dinner, and there's sawdust in our spaghetti right now, and we can't get anything done. It's really very irritating. So what we have to do is actually visualize ourselves as an ascended master, or just visualize yourself in the future 5 years from now in your most happiest, joyful, creative state. All that energy that has been on the track of Mother Earth, divinely anchored in, you're in your happiest, safest, most abundant state there is. What you're going to do is imagine bringing that right now into the top of your head, vertically, not horizontally, but vertically onto the top of your head, down into the front of your spine, all the way down to your tailbone, and anchoring that into Mother Earth. That divine line energy, you're actually bringing in your future self 5 years from now with all the wisdom, knowledge, harmony, balance, grace, and ease right now in this moment, so you don't have to go through the hard knocks of life. Get a little settled in your train car, cook your dinner, and the construction zone is going around you and not in your own intermediate sacred environment. And that way you'll be a little bit more harmonious with some of these energies happening on planet Earth. Now, with the solar solstice that we had, and we had the solar and lunar eclipse last month, and also on the 4th of June, we are in this energetic sandwich. We're bringing more light into our body. It's activating our DNA. We're raising our frequency, and sometimes when we raise our frequency, our fears and our anxieties come to the surface, and it's not so comfortable in our body. But this is like the finality. A lot of people are actually experiencing their past lifetimes, or their future lifetime, or the present lifetime right now is their last lifetime here on planet Earth. in order to have adventures on other lifetimes. This is a major crescendo of 2012 and beyond to have all these wonderful energies happening with our light bodies changing and us reaching ascension and enlightenment. More people are spiritually waking up. Now also with the energies astrologically, Pluto will be squaring Uranus this weekend, so kind of watch your friends and things around you, because it's going to be sudden and unexpected emotions starting to hit the fan, so to say, about this weekend. And the last time we had these planetary alignments was in the 1960s, when you had the revolutionary of the flower children and flower power and all that going on. This is the start over the next 14 or 15 or whatever more years of having this revolution. We saw this recently here in Fresno with the town meeting with our sheriff and our mayor. I think it was just last night with the town meeting at their new auditorium. Okay, that is a good start. I think it's community. We're going to be more in community. However, what is the sense of saying that the statistics are down and all this and that happening in the universe? That does not going to fly. We're going to go by our emotions, our heartfelt feelings. It's about helping one another. It's not about depending on the police department. It's about being involved in your community. Some of these programs, and the PAL program, and Boys and Girls of America. Let's get our music programs back online too, to help some of these children. It's like start locally and then globally.
It begins with me.
It begins as, change begins within ourselves first, and gets reflected on the outside. As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. I'm going to take a little water and let Barb talk a little bit more.
Well, I find it fascinating just to watch you drink the water. Okay, now we're really
well, Leigh says that when we cough, if you find yourself coughing, which I mean, that means you're energetically clearing a lot of our dreams and aspirations, is our throat chakra. And a lot of times when we kind of cough, it's that we're clearing out all those old energies and bringing in the new. And we're totally really lost with all where the new grids are. Where's my stuff? Where am I supposed to be? And that's why I like doing this program, to let you know that part of it is also doing daily meditation, to be quiet your mind, get in touch with your guides and angels, and that way you'll know where to be next. That's why sound therapy really helps us getting connected with our pineal gland, our third eye. And a lot of times when our third eye, or our psychic centers, which is right here between our eyes, and in India that's where they have it, what happens is we get cloudy thinking, and with cloudy thinking we don't get clarity, and we'll never find out where is the heck is the answer. And we look to our friends for it, and we look to our community for it, and we look to the sheriff department and all that sort of stuff. So going back to that community meeting, it's about being self-empowered. What I like seeing about it is that they read things from Facebook and Twitter, and also on the internet what people's comments are. That's a good start. But we can't put the blame on the police department or the mayor or anything else. It starts with us. Yes, we got robbed. Could have been a victim. But you know what? We're moving on into another new office, another new adventure, not out of fear. It's only because it was a spiritual indicator it was time to move. I'm kind of a stubborn Taurus, and sometimes I don't listen to them.
I'm a Capricorn. I'm not. I don't.
We get all comfy in our little status quo.
I have my chair here, and
yeah, we get comfy with all that, and what happens is we don't want change, and sometimes the universe will make that change for you.
Move.
And we don't have to go through all those spiritual hard lessons through that. But so what's been blessed too is the fact that our patients have brought back crystals from their own collection to donate to our office. Some patients have actually brought in blankies. We use blankets on some of the patients.
And you know what I thought was most beautiful? That Monday, we found out we had been robbed on a Sunday. On Monday, we were dealing with all this stuff, and all of a sudden, around mid-morning, I'm realizing, oh, crap, we've got to clean up the office before we start our work week. And the last thing I really wanted to do was you and me going to the office, cleaning up somebody else's mess in my space.
We were not looking forward to that.
No, we were not looking forward to that. And all of a sudden, I was on Facebook, and one of my friends said, hey, Barb, I've got the day off. Is there anything I can do? And then you had a couple more friends say, hey, we've got the day off. Is there something we can do? And I asked them, I said, could you spare like about an hour, a couple hours of your time and help us clean the office? And not a problem. We put one person in each room. We got the office clean in about an hour and 15 minutes. And that was just a beautiful community thing. And I thought that was just a wonderful thing.
I love
that people did for us, and that touched me a great deal.
It did. It really took a lot of the burden off of us of always having to clean up. And, but it was great to feel that community coming together, because
Right.
we, like I said, we didn't gather in being a victim. We actually, had the community of Facebook come together and help us out and clean out our office after that happened. And also from that, we've been getting donations, like I said, helping out our office, and now we're going to a new adventure with our new office. And so we've been getting a lot of emails saying, what can we do to help? And so we have a little list if you ever want to email us, of things that can help, because I actually took a lot of our angel cards and our tarot cards and things like that also. And so some patients have been donating some of that, and every little bit helps. Yes, we were insured. Yes, we're very self-empowered.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we did have bars on the windows, and yes, we had security doors with deadbolt locks. Yes, we have alarm system, but it was turned off because they took off the power off our power box
out
on the back. We did have motion sensors inside the office, and so we were really prepared, not out of fear, but just try to be good stewards of our office. That's all. But those things kind of happen, and so it's like, be the change you wish to see in the world. Don't be a victim. Be self-empowered. Keep calm and carry on, and from that, a new adventure will be happening. And with that also, you can also bring in yourself in the future with all the knowledge and clarity that you have. And from that, you won't be going through a lot of this drama and trauma. And the ride will be a lot easier. And I don't know if we have a commercial coming up or anything, because it's just a feeling I'm getting, but
Yes, I can feel it.
can you feel
Okay.
it?
Then we'll go to this commercial, and we will be right back.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Okay, and we are back, and we were just talking about our office, and one of the things, Abraham Hicks talks about is moving up the emotional scale. So after the break-in, I was really pissed off for a while, and, most people probably would be. And then I find a better feeling thought. And then somebody gave me, one of the girls, I think at Al's, gave me the better feeling thought. It's like, Barb, why don't we just imagine that their fingers will fall off? Okay, that's a better feeling thought. And then they develop an itch, the kind that they have to scoot their butt across the grass on. That was a much better feeling thought. And it's like, so every once in a while, if I start getting a little pissed off about that, I think about that vision with their fingers falling off and developing that itch and scooting across the lawn, and I'm better. Of course, I'm going to be probably moving on beyond that vision, but it does kind of warm my heart.
Well, I think it's good to have a sense of humor.
Yes, it does.
Because, a lot of people go into depression because sometimes they won't go into anger, but they'll go be devastated and go into depression. And usually, depression is usually a sense of, I don't want to disturb somebody else's energy field by getting mad, so I'll just be really depressed about it and not, pardon anybody, interfere with their energy. So, but when you move up the emotional scale, when a lot of times my patients get depressed and then they go, I'm just not depressed anymore, I'm angry, and I'm saying good, because you're moving up the emotional scale. And so hopefully from anger you go into frustration, and from frustration maybe a little anxiety, and then maybe you'll get into hope. And once you get into hope, as Abraham Hicks says, you're in the vortex of having good things happen for you. People always say, where's my stuff, where's my stuff, where are my stuff? You're actually going away from your stuff, because through the law of attraction, you're putting a lot of that negativity towards that. And through this experience of having our office broken into, I could have been the victim and go into, where's my stuff, but I'm saying, where's my new stuff? Because I know if they did that, I know I'm getting some good stuff, because what my guide showed me
New
is...
and improved stuff.
Yes, new and improved stuff, because it has been. What they showed us, the energy we're going through is like an hourglass. Since January, we've actually gone through this wormhole of this hourglass, and then we went through the middle narrow part the last 2 weeks. Like, we're really getting pulled and pulled and pulled and dispelling a lot of that old energy, almost like a, cat coughing up in a hairball. Yeah.
We
Barb
know
does
the
that
sound.
so well.
We've had many cats.
And you're getting spit out on the other side right now with all the new energy happening on the planet. And you may not have your old stuff. And that's what my guides were showing me, is Salo, you're getting your new stuff. I mean, we're going to have some wonderful new sound therapy machines from Sound Vitality down in Los Angeles. They're very high-tech. They're digital. They're the best on the market right now. My other sound machines were 10 years old. So we're really up to date with all the new standard with the sound therapy of entraining your brain waves to alpha wave, which is first state of meditation. helping you take that trip to psychedelic and psychotropics and everything to get in contact with your guides and angels in the universe.
Yeah, totally legal, dude.
Yes, that's right. You can cut it any way you want. You can slice it.
You can slice. You can dice. You can make wonderful julienne fries and mounds of coleslaw.
That's right.
You can even crawl on your belly like a reptile. Sorry.
So we're getting those new sound machines. We're also I'm going to have a new sound pad, which means that you will also lay on feeling the vibration with these new transducers hooked up into the music. Feel the music as well as hear the music along with the light therapy in a darkened room. Studies show that in a darkened room, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you wake up, that's kind of good because you get your psychic abilities online. That's when our DMT, dimethyl tryptophan, I think it is, tryptophan, which is our psychic centers, that psychedelic that also happens in ayahuasca, that also happens with acid, what happens with taking marijuana, with all that. We can do it naturally by just putting you in a darkened room. That's a little bit more cheerful, huh?
Yeah, a lot less expensive and a lot less risky.
Yeah, you'll start hearing your guides. You might start feeling your guides. We all have a little warning in our sound room that says, you may be touched by an angel, literally. So don't get freaked out, because I have a lot of patients that actually get goosebumps or are touched by their angels. So it's kind of cool. And a lot of people have become more psychic because we are activating that DMT. And now we're taking it to the next level with these transducers to buckle you in and beam me up, Scotty.
That's right.
To get to these spiritual levels. And that way you have more clarity and not feel so stressed out and anxiety ridden. Because if we can alter those brain waves from that erratic beta state into alpha waves, you're going to feel a lot better, and that's the way we're meant to be. And when we do this enough, it's almost like biofeedback. Pretty soon you don't even need the sound table or even the new sound chair that I'm also designing, that you can actually feel the music and hear the music at the same time. And we'll ask you, do you want the table or do you want the chair? We're not punishing you, but
no.
I mean,
we
do watch Las Vegas Lockup with the chair, so
oh yeah,
it won't be like that.
No, won't put the chair in the corner.
No.
And turn it away from folks.
I know, aren't we really?
I love Las Vegas jailhouse.
I know we do. We're so terrible about that, and NBC Lockup,
MSNBC Lockup,
Yeah.
The Shoe,
Yeah,
Shanks.
Yeah, Shanks. We get all the slang words.
Yeah.
And our dog does chew on his bone. He does make Shank. We have Shanks by Toby.
That's right.
I don't know, some reason he makes them by point.
Get
he's
him a
like,
nylabone, and he makes it to a very fine, sharp point.
Yeah, so we call it
It's
Shanks by
amazing.
Toby and everything. So those are the energies that are happening right now. And if you actually use that technique of going in the future, 5 years from now, visualize your most safest place, your happiest, joyful union of who you are in the universe, then you will able to download that now, not have to go through 5 years of this roller coaster ride, and be able to have harmony, balance, grace, and ease working with the energies of planet Earth right now, Gaia happening. These increased solar flares will be happening over the summer, my guides are saying. And also, like I said, with Pluto and Uranus happening this weekend, we have not seen these same alignments since the 1960s. So, the beginning of these, going back to the town meeting here in Fresno that they had recently, yes, they can stay statistics, but people are going to be going up in arms and saying, no longer can we afford to be speaking statistics. It's about being the change you wish to see in the world. You start in your community, be more aware of your neighbor, help one another out. Just be awake and aware, and from that reflects into your spirituality and through the law of attraction also.
I love it because one of the TV stations here, they show when people go ahead and take their camcorders or their phones, and they caught one guy caught this one guy trying to steal all the copper, and so he got his phone, clicked him, say, "I see you," and he ran off and left the copper. But they forwarded the photograph to the police, and the police caught him, and they arrested him. So it's like, but that wasn't a police, it wasn't a police thing that it was a citizen taking responsibility. It's like, hey, I'm tired of you stealing copper. I'm tired of you messing with my stuff and our stuff and the community stuff. You need to stop it.
And all of us pitching in, because that way then we get our lighting on the streets, and that way it's less crime, because we don't depend on PG&E to spend thousands of dollars to replace that copper that's underneath the sidewalks and everything.
Right.
So.
Be the change you want to be in the world.
And it starts
Gandhi
with us.
was right.
and that's what it is. Not about being a victim or complaining. It's about all of us working together in a community, and that's what it is about. Pluto and Capricorn over the next 14 years. We're going to have major explosions of the change in our banking system, our school system. More schools are going to go on the internet. We're going to, with that Pluto and Uranus, we're going to see new internet live streaming, workshops from people's homes. We're going to have more telecommunications, more visual communication. Visual emails are going to be on film, and like through, I think Constant Contact will probably be one of the people that will start doing that. We're going to see so many changes in inventions, especially in our phones over the next year. It's going to be amazing what we're going to be able to do with our phones, and also the internet. So that's what it's about. And that internet also represents our own internet within ourselves spiritually. The World Wide Web, and the Native Americans called it the spider web. And from that is the telecommunications with one another as community, but also the telecommunications within ourselves, that central core essence of our beingness, also connecting up to our guides and angels and knowing where the answer is, not looking to gurus anymore, looking for a savior in the universe, looking to the police department for taking care of our business and our community. It's about people taking together. People that are school teachers, start teaching the children in your backyard. Do your curriculum, do homeschooling, start your own music program. Us musicians in the valley can maybe volunteer some time to help some of these children to have some of these skills that are left out of the schools to be able to have music. Music is everything in the universe. The music of the spheres. It's mathematics. It is science. It is a frozen mandala. A frozen mandala is a musical note caught in time. And in fact, going to that, if we can show this crop circle that we have, up the one that was in England last year, this one here, this is the flower of life. This is a crop circle that was found in England, in Wiltshire, in 2011. All right, some people say the extraterrestrials make them. Other people say that it's artists. And you know what, my guides say some artists can make this, but this one was made exactly from an off-planet consciousness. Some of the consciousness out there, what they do is they usually use their consciousness with concentrated thought, sound, and vibration. They're able to transmit that certain consciousness into a focalized area here with a certain sacred geometry structure. From that, underneath these crop circles is water. Many of these waters is underground caverns there in England, especially near Stonehenge. And it's very electromagnetic. And with their thought process, it creates heat. It allows some of those crop circles, fields, the wheat to bend. And from that, it goes into a spiral, almost like the Fibonacci spiral, the spiral of life. And from that, it creates these images. Okay, this is how my guides have told me how some of these crop circles are formed. It's group consciousness from the other side. Some of them are extraterrestrials that have a certain amount of consciousness that can actually do physical, spiritual acupuncture. These are ley lines here on planet Earth in England that actually spreads throughout the energetic matrix worldwide to alter our consciousness. And if you think the consciousness doesn't alter your reality, then you need to check out the Princeton experiment on the consciousness experiment in Princeton in the East Coast. From that, they have known with random number generators, they've actually run these little boxes that run these numbers 24/7. Now, statistically, these numbers should be 50-50, almost like flipping a coin. You know, you're going to get 50-50. But what they have found, for example, when 911 happened here in the United States, those random number generators that were programmed all over the United States and around the world, the numbers changed 2 hours before this happened. The scientists couldn't explain that. It went to go show that people's consciousness on our higher self knew that something was coming. It's almost like 2012. Aren't you feeling it coming? That changes right now that you're happening within your spiritual beingness. From that, it got reflected in this consciousness program in Princeton. Also, when Princess Diana passed away with her funeral, there was a spike in the random numbers generators across the planet. Anytime we have a major football game with the winner, you could go to the Princeton experiment, those random numbers generators began to spike. So yes, our consciousness can create our reality. And that's what this new 2012 is about. We are spiritual beings of light, and do you think the government would like to know that we are these divine, powerful beings that can create anything and get past anything in the universe? No, not at all. And that's what it's about. Our vehicle has a crystalline structure. It's in our blood. We have iron. Think about it. That's crystals. Our heart is a crystal oscillator, pumping at a certain frequency, pulsing. And with that, we are actually getting in line with these frequencies. These crop circles are giving us divine light language into our beingness, downloading this information to our higher self, coming down and helping us be the divine light that we are, about following our dreams. In essence, we all want to have that divine freedom. The flower of life is everything. It starts with a circle, and then it starts with another circle, which creates what they call the Vescus Pisces. And in the center is the void. That's what we've been feeling for the last 2 weeks. We're in the void. Where the heck are we going? The rug is getting pulled out from underneath us. But right now, the good news is we're going to get more clarity, more answers, more things happening that's going to be so fun. You can't believe the dreams and the money that is also coming your way. The new money system is beginning to happen, and the abundance is there. Also, my guides have also told me that in 2017, the real estate market is going to increase and be a lot better. We're right now, if you want to refinance your home, what a better time to do it. It's a great, great time for that. And also, my guides have told me this in 1992, that they will probably legalize in they said around 1915 to 1917, legalize gay marriages across the United States. They told me that way back in 1992. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to share some of that with you. But with that, we had this wonderful crop circle sending this wonderful energy of light last year. Well, look what happened a couple days ago in Italy near Torino. We're going to pull that one up here in a sec. And that one in Italy here, that one shows the sun. We're talking about that. What my guide said, this one represents the rays of the sun having the solar flares and the lunar and solar eclipses that we had over the last couple weeks, increasing our consciousness. With that, also, it's showing that there's other planetary systems there on the right of that, showing that we have extraterrestrial contact. They are actually helping us with our consciousness, raise our consciousness in dream time, and people that are so open to it and ready to have this wonderful energy happen, they're able to have their frequency get downloaded and increase. And from that, it's like a radio station to have the divine clarity where they're supposed to be next. I can tell you, it has been a rush for me since Monday, because Monday I registered a new car. Yesterday I signed the new mortgage papers on my house, and from that, tomorrow hopefully we're going to sign the new papers on our office. What are the odds of that happening in 1 week? And as Barb would say,
sure know how to show a girl a good time.
Yeah, but also what are the odds?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because of our consciousness created that. We have to realize our consciousness created that. And so why put your energy on all those fears and anxiety of stuff? It takes just as much energy to do that. Well, why not put that energy and pivot it into your dreams? Well, duh, doesn't that make sense?
Might as well.
You can alter your whole life and have lots of fun, because that's what it's about. And that's what I tried to talk about in Spiritual Potpourri. You can do it, keep calm, and carry on, and you can have lots of fun. The extraterrestrials are telling us that with these crop circles that are happening. They're mathematical equations. They are music in motion and music in frozen point of time for us to get it. You know, the light language is not about reading it. It's about feeling it and feeling the emotions and getting these downloads without understanding it at all. I had a little brain fart there because I was starting to channel. What my guides are saying right now, it's about the feelings of things. It's not about the reading of things. It's about what makes you feel good. Is always going to be a good indicator of where you're going to be next in the United States or outside the country, or your new job or your new sweetheart or whatever it is in the universe, and also with your money. Know that it's coming, because we're just going to have so much fun. And the more of us that think along these lines about being positive, it only takes the square root of 1% of the population in order to change the world, which is really cool. I'm thinking, well, maybe you want to talk a little bit about my grandparents or something, and then we can go into a song.
Okay. Do we need to do a commercial break or anything? Or we
Yes,
probably ought to do a commercial break
Yes,
first,
we better do.
and then we'll get into our grandparent segment.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And we're back to BS in Fresno on Salo. And
He looked like a squirrel.
it's not. I told her it's a groundhog. You know, it has a saying. It says, I release all the negative energy in the universe.
Release all the
the negative energy in the universe. Now, that's what we need to do more, my guides say.
Serenity now.
Yes, that's right. And just going back for a little correction of the gay marriages, I meant 2015 to 2017. But also, too, my guides were saying about the crop circles, we're going to see more crop circles outside of England that's been happening for the last 20 years. They've been really at the crescendo from 1992 through, I think, 2010. And then I started seeing a little drop-off last year, and a lot of them were artist-made, my guides are saying, because I usually can kind of tell a little bit with some of the lines being a little crooked. But even the extraterrestrials can influence the artist because, you know, where does the little mythical muse come from? You know, it's from the universe and the grids. But we're going to also see more crop circles on the water, too. The dolphins are actually making a lot of dolphin bubbles and a lot of crop circles on the water that we don't see, that they're actually altering planet Earth and raising our vibration right now. So if you ever get a chance to go swim with them, it's really mind-boggling, and it'll also activate your energy systems and your DNA and stuff, because they're very advanced. A lot of them do come from the planet Sirius and happen to take the form of dolphins here. And on planet Sirius, my guides have told me, even though it sounds fantastic, is when they're in the water, they're dolphins, but when they walk out, they actually are in humanoid form. They're actually 7 or 8 feet tall. And they're very light-colored in nature, as far as light-colored hair and blue eyes, which is interesting. But if you come from the Pleiades, then you are definitely blonde hair and blue eyes if you're in the Pleiadian instructions. And from the Pleiades, you know, what they play with music is really cool with their mind. They actually go into this theater that they sit in the music of the round, and they take the 2 strongest psychics and they put them in the center of the theater. They actually use their mind to play notes, and from the notes they actually create images. They have a film that goes 360 around the theater, and with the thought consciousness they can create the images from their mind onto the film, so everybody else in the theater experiences the wonderful experience of the visual images along with light and sound created from these psychic artists. Think about that. Wouldn't it be cool to be a psychic artist and just perform that way? You wouldn't have to take your guitar to the gig or carry your drum set or anything. Just your mind.
Just the mind.
Just the mind in the universe.
Oh, I've got all my equipment right here.
Yeah. So with that, talking about music, we're going to play a little song, and we're going to dedicate this to Barb's grandmother, who loved the song.
Grandma and Grandpa Lentz. They used to play this. We used to go to Shakey's Pizza, and they would have like the banjo player and the piano player, and they would play this, and they would come to Springfield, Illinois, and we would always go to Shakey's and we would play. And Grandma loved this one. Hey, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over the hill. The soda pop band, the dance in the street. So if you wanna have fun, come along with me. Hey, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? I'm free and ready, so we can go steady. How's about saving all your time for me? No more looking, you know I've been tookin'. How's about keeping steady company? I'm gonna throw my date book over the fence and buy me a new one for 5 or 10 cents. Keep it till it's covered with age, 'cause I'm writing your name down on every page. Hey, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up? How's about cooking something up with me?
Awesome. I love it.
Right.
I just love it.
I do too.
And
I believe them.
aren't grandparents just special?
They are the best.
I know. I have such good memories of my grandparents. You know, we lived right across the street from my grandparents, Jesse and George Gooley. You know, my mother is Mexican, and you know, my grandma spoke a lot of Mexican, Spanish to me all the time when I was a kid, and so I don't speak it, but I understand a little bit of it here and there and stuff. Of course, you know, at the time when I was 6 years old and my grandma was talking to my grandfather, I always thought for the first 6 years of my life that my grandfather's name was Bendejo. And and my grandma laughed so hard, and it wasn't until I was older that I realized what it meant. So,
and no, mija, your grandfather's name is Jorge.
It's Jorge, not Bendejo.
Not Bendejo.
For sure, but they are very good characters. You know, I grew up with them the first 6 years of my life. My grandmother worked for the cannery since she was 13 years old, a hard worker. She made homemade tortillas. It was great. I loved when we had tamales at Christmas time, have great memories. In the wintertime, she'd be laid off from the cannery. I never understood this, but we'd go on the bus downtown to go down to the unemployment office. I didn't know what that place was, but she'd always sit me at the tobacco stand where they did the shoe shine and everything and give me a candy bar, and I'd watch all the people stand in line. And then I couldn't figure out why we had to go to another place called a bank in order to cash the check, you know, downtown. But
seems so simple when you're a kid.
It did, and sometimes my grandma would get tired of me standing in line, and I'd get tired, so she would sit me up in those. In those days, every few feet there would be a little cigarette ashtray, those big long cylinder, you know, ashtrays that you'd have with sand in it, and she'd find a clean one and dust it off, and then sit me on top of the canister, and then shove me forward as she moved forward and stuff and everything. But I just thought that was a normal part. But then we'd go home, and on my street there was nobody that was my age. They were old people. And in the winter, my grandma would invite all the neighbors over, and of course, one of her friends, Benny and Ida. Benny was one of those men that had one of those silk gray suits on with a little spaghetti black tie with a little diamond on it, and his hair was kind of greased back, and he smoked with a cigarette holder in his hand, and they would gamble. And yes, pencil thin mustache, and they would gamble. And so for hours they would gamble, and I would get to play for many hours until if I won, they would kick me out of the game. So, but I asked my grandma, what does Benny do? And she said, well, he's a professional gambler. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So it was great. I just love those little visions of that. And next door neighbor, of course, would come over at times. Her name was Dee Dee. She was one of those people from the 1960s that wore those flower rubber hats, those leopard skin swimsuits with high heels with the little rubber dingle-a-bobs on the top of her foot. And cat glasses. And she always talked like this and everything.
Oh, hi.
How are you doing, honey, today? And she was not married, but in her front yard she would have this wonderful ball of light, which I really love because color, light, vibration, and sound. But she had this wonderful ball of light that was white all day, but at nighttime it would turn pink or red. And my bedroom, when I stayed at my grandparents', would face the kitchen window, and every weekend she would have a different man there. And finally, I had to ask my grandmother, I said, Nana, is Dee Dee a lady of the evening? And she said, Mija, I think so, yes.
Where did you learn those words?
And I found out more when I went down to the ice cream place, Woods Ice Cream there on San Carlos Avenue in San Jose, California. Woods Ice Cream, I just love it. And I'd go down there and get a 25-cent sundae, and me and my sister would sit on the steps there. And next door was this wonderful store that always had those paper bags on the windows and had cardboard on the front of the door. And adults only store, you know. And my sister dared me to go in there, so I did with my ice cream. I'm eating my ice cream. I walk behind there, and of course I see all the glass paraphernalia and all the magazines. I was totally shocked at a young age, but even more so shocked was behind the counter was Dee Dee. And she said, "Does your mother know where you're at?" And I said, "No, but I can't wait to go home and tell my mother where you're at." So that was kind of like my childhood in a way of having fun, and I just love it. And I love my grandparents too for taking me to bingo at an early age. I know how to play the crazy kite. I know how to start from the outer picture square to the large blackout.
You're scary.
And the letter X to a total blackout. And getting your chairs and everything in the universe is so important, because the only way you get a chair is going by 2 hours early and making sure that someone didn't die, because that's the only way you're going to get one of the good seats. And the only time we get a good seat and it's left one of the old people, Mary,
Didn't come back
1 week, and we realized she passed away. Yeah,
didn't come back.
but we got a good chair though. That's great.
Got our chair. Thanks, Mary.
That's good. But talking about the grandparents, it's about the energy again. It's about what the past has been. It's about enjoying the memories, having fun, bringing them in this moment, and with that we can raise our vibration through all these challenging times that we're going through. Don't take anything personally. I love the 4 agreements. I love that book, The Toltec Way. Don't take anything personally. Be impeccable with your word. What are the other 2? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Always do your best. And the last one, I'm sure one of the viewers will remember, but it's in the book. But for me, I have posted on my refrigerator, don't take anything personally, because that way, you know, you don't get your feelings hurt.
It's not about you.
And you can do what this gopher is doing.
Serenity now.
Yeah, release all the negativity in the universe, because that's what it's about and everything. And I think we're going to have Barb play one more song, and then we'll talk with closing and stuff in the universe. And
you know, you were talking about finding that better feeling spot. Today I went to the doctor, and they did just a check for the EKG and stuff, and they told me to go to my happy place. So I thought about our dog Barney when he comes out in the morning, and that little smile.
Yeah, he's one of those little terrier mixes.
Yeah.
Little beagle, chihuahua. I don't know, whatever.
Corgi, Jack Russell.
Yeah, whatever that is.
He's
really good at that
he's
stuff.
cute.
Yeah, and we got the sun behind us, which is those solar flares that are hitting the planet right now, bringing more light in our body. But why not bring that light and bring that joy into ourselves right now?
So,
and get that third eye going, so you can see things more clearly.
You might see clearly now.
Yes.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right.
It is.
Thank you.
It's sunshiny day with solar flares that are happening. This picture is from NASA, and you know that we are actually going into the new 2012, the wormhole now, which is great. I just want to also bring up Mike and Bear from the Visions into the Past Paranormal, giving a high five to them and everything. I'm going to be on their show. In fact, Barb is next month. So tune in on Facebook with that. I want to thank Sandy and Russ Wells for being on the radio program in the past year, over the last week. They rock. I just love it. It's paranormal and more. And you can find them on Facebook, which is really great. And I want to thank my mom and dad, too, for all the things that they have been doing with all these things that we've been going through in the universe. And to know that you can be the change that you wish to see in the world. You don't have to be a victim. You can keep calm and carry on and have all these wonderful things. And if there's anyone else that you want to say before we go. And
thank you all. Thanks to all our clients, our patients. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks, my family.
And everything like that. And don't forget to tune in. And we'll see you in the universe somewhere, sometime.
Thank you.
Going to the juke joint on Saturday night, you know it ain't too far. Taking my shoes off and slinging them more, I'm saving them for the floor. Rolling up my cigarettes at the bar, drinking my whiskey down slow. Waiting for the band to strike it hot, and on the dance floor I go. The band's getting louder and the babies are tight. Can't stop having this fun. The temperature's rising, everyone is there. You know it ain't too far. Here comes the snake oil madam, coming to take your soul. Dressed in red seduction, poison your mind with hope. Long cigarette holder in one hand, flashing a powder of light. The heat of her breath is in my ear, tempting with all of her might. The music's hypnotizing me, and the ship sham left and right. The whiskey's gotten to me, damn, the devil's in her eyes.